All right, you old bastard. Time for some fucking learning. Yeah. Doing this as a stream just to make things more simple, but it's a unlisted stream. I was thinking about doing it as a general, here's the most basic of basics. But hey, look. Most people aren't going to find that useful. But hopefully you will. If you don't watch this, I'm going to reach through the screen and wring your fucking neck because it's taking time I could otherwise be just, I don't know what, fucking jerking off, whatever. So anyway, it's all good. So we're going to go through the basics here. Let me just check, because I am paranoid after my misadventure last Thursday or whenever it was that things are not quite right. So I'm just going to check that everything is technically okay. Should be, because, whatever, but I just fucking launched in and, yeah, didn't do my usual pre-flight checks. So, says we're live. Let's go to the control room thing. And yeah, didn't do my usual pre-flight checks. Okay, yeah, that seems to be fine. No, I'm capturing the game. Let me triple check that. Oh, yes. All right, I'm going to assume all is well. Close this down. Okay, so let's begin at the beginning. There are these things called videogames. No, that's going one step too far back. It's an extraction shooter, right? So we've played extraction shooters before, you and I. We've played one before, you and I, DMZ. DMZ, which is basically baby's first extraction shooter, with all the rough edges filed away and all the complexities, dumbed down for a COD audience, right? Which was fine, because, it was fun, immensely fun, and COD 2.0 is coming next year, apparently, yay. But the whole point of an extraction shooter is to go into a raid, get gear, bring it back, do something with that gear, lather, rinse, repeat. Level up your character, level up your gear, get, increasingly more powerful, the adolescent power fantasy of all video games. Well, most video games. Competitive video games, anyway. And typically, but not always, an extraction shooter is a PvPvE game. Player versus player and player versus environment. How they balance the PvP versus the PvE depends on the game. Tarkov, for example, which I enjoyed, I thought I tried out as a possibility for us to play probably 5-6 years ago at this point. Immensely, inordinately complex, which is fine, but complicated as well. Which gave it a lot of depth, but also just brutal. The PvP is brutal, and it's really, really hard to learn. So I was like, nah. So I played it a bit more and then put it aside. DMZ, piece of piss to learn, for most people. Sorry. Yeah, leaning more on early days more on the PvE, as time went on more on the PvP. So people were just getting bored because there was nothing to do because they didn't really support it. And so what was left to do? Well, infill and hunt players, right? Hopefully this doesn't go that way, this game. We'll see. This particular game has some complexity, which is good, but it's not complicated, despite the fact you were getting frustrated, I think, on Friday. That's because you didn't fucking do your research. You didn't play a little bit, I guess. The impression I got is you started up the game during the service line and then just shut it down again, And I don't think you watched any videos because clearly you just don't. Anyway, whatever. Water under the bridge. So your due diligence was not done, so I'm doing it for you. Hooray. Hopefully you watch this video. So let's go through everything in excruciating fucking detail. Yeah, so where do we begin? Okay, an extraction shooter has two different game loops. Okay, 2 different interconnected game loops. Game loop 1, in raid, right? You're looting, you're shooting, you're infilling, you're looting, you're shooting, you're extracting. In this case, with this game, by design, the AI enemies, the E in PvE, are really tough. Varying degrees of tough, but really tough at the beginning before you start getting better guns and stuff. The PvP, very forgiving. People are very nice. I would say 80% of the time. I'm at level 15. I've got about 30 hours in now. In 3 or 4 days. 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. What was I saying? I would say 80% of the time, 90% of the time, when I run into people, throw off the don't shoot emote. Everybody's cool. I've been betrayed once or twice, and I've been just PvP'd a couple of times as well. 60% losing, 40% winning, because I'm just been going in with the most basic bitch gear. So I'll talk about gear later. So anyway, the balance is the balance. The balance will shift as, it shifts between games, and it will shift with this game as time goes on, probably. But hopefully people will stay cool, at least when you're soloing, right? I imagine probably trios, even duos, might be the place where PvP, player versus player, starts to gain a little bit of currency once people start to head towards endgame, whatever endgame is going to look like. Although, Embark has said, the developers have said that they want this to be a 10-year game, so hopefully there'll be a lot of new content, a lot of new stuff. That'll keep things fresh, so people don't pull the DMZ, get bored, and just start hunting other players. There'll always be people who do that, but whatever. Okay, so let's begin with the lobby here, right? With the main screen. What do we see? Let's take a tour. I'm going to talk to you like you're 5 years old because fuck it, whatever, right? So, top menu, we've got play, we've got workshop, we've got raider, traders, decks and store, right? We've got 3 kinds of currency, but this is not the bullshit PUBG thing. This is fine, right? Coins are what you can use to expand. As far as I can think at the moment, there's 2 purposes for them. One is to buy gear from traders. Don't bother for the most part. And one is to expand your stash. Definitely bother. That's why I have, even though I've probably earned $500,000 so far in selling gear, I've only got 1,700 in here because I've expanded my stash massively, and I'll show you that in a minute. Then you got this cred, which is, again, quote-unquote a currency, but all this is you complete feats, which are basically just daily, weekly missions and in-game missions for various things. That gives you these points, and you can spend them on decks, which I'll show you later. Then you got this guy, which is tokens, and this is the convertible between buying, using cash to buy, earning in-game. We got 2,400 for free from the deluxe edition. And this is used for their monetization, right? So you can earn this in-game, same as COD or whatever, with COD bucks, but you can also pay for it with real money if you want to, and that's used in the store, which is just cosmetics. Then you got messages, right, which is, I just got one, my inbox is empty. I guess messages just disappear. They're going to need to work on that. I confirmed my email address, so I got a free cosmetic doodad. So I think this is just so far messages from the system or from the devs, when they're like, apparently there were server issues yesterday because there's so many people playing it, so they gave everybody 500 of these. I didn't get them. Don't know why. Maybe I will later. And then you got your character, right, which is your raider, right, which takes you, when you click it, if I have a 15 here, if there's an up arrow, that means you've got a point. Every level, you get 1 point. I don't know if that changes in the future, but so far it's one to one. And you can spend these on the upgrade trees, right? And that's all. Notice 1 out of 5. I could spend 5 points on this and mitigate shields slowing you down. Heavy shields, medium shields slowing you down, so you run faster, basically. Up 1 to 5 into this, 1 to 5 into that, 1 to 5 in these. Some of them are only 1, like in-round crafting is just 1. That unlocks that for you, and so on. Each of these requires 15 points in the tree up to this point. Then you can unlock this and this, and so on and so forth, right? And so I've pretty much, not really by design, but I've pretty much kind of spent. The only place I put 2 in here is stamina. Moving around costs less stamina because I hate stamina in video games. It's not that bad in this game. It's fair enough, and I understand why it's in there, so it's fine. But I just don't like it, so I just want to think about it less, so I put 2 points into this one. Where you choose to put your points doesn't matter. Eventually, you'll unlock the whole thing probably, and they'll probably add more later. Okay, so that's when if you click on your thingy. But let's go back. Now, universally, the easiest way I've found to keep track of where you are in things is to just hit escape or click on escape. Click on down here, bottom left. Right, we see it says escape. Press the escape key or just click on it. I just click because I prefer not to use my hands on my keyboard. So, now we're back to the main screen. Right. Over here on the left are the feats. These refresh. If I click on that, these refresh daily. Yeah, so we've got a 9 hours and 46 minutes countdown until these refresh. These ones here. If you do one, you get replaced with another one. 3 per day gives you 30 extra of these boys. 5 gives you 40 extra of these boys. You get 10 per feat. And again, those are spent. Those give you cred, the blue tokens. Let's click in there right now. Oh, we're in here right now. We're in Dex. Yeah, that's where this happens. And that's basically just items and cosmetics and some of these yellow coins as well, right? So I've already spent a couple hundred on this stuff. These are just cosmetics, right? Face cosmetic, some gear, some yellow coins, right? Click down. Next one. I've got 85 available, so I'm going to spend 40. I don't want to fill up my backpack right now, so I'm just going to buy whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to get them all eventually. Let's just claim this. Okay, so 50 cred, boom, down to 35, and so on and so forth. And there's a bunch of tiers to this, but this doesn't require money. This just requires playing the game. And it's mostly cosmetics, but also some useful gear. Okay, so that's Dex, right? And we got there. I'm going to hit escape to go back to the front page, right? Or I can click on one of these if I want to, right? So, so I clicked on there I got there by clicking on feats. Okay, let's go through the top menu step by step and see what we got. So here's the workshop. I've unlocked all of these. You're going to want to unlock all of these. Scrappy, I think you must have already unlocked because I got you that dog collar. I can't remember if you had the other things. But every time you exfil safely, Scrappy will have some gear for you. Okay, and there'll be a little orange swirly icon up here, and then he'll have one down here as well, telling you that there's something new there. You got a workbench, which is general shit. A gear bench, which is other general shit. Refiner, which takes basic loot, crap, garbage, and lets you sort of put it together and upscale it. Combine it into stuff that's more valuable and stuff that can be used for crafting things, which we'll get to much later, right? Helps to clean out some space from your inventory, create higher value stuff. 2 stacks of things into 1 stack of more valuable things, effectively, is the idea if you're running out of space. Gunsmith is obviously gunsmith. Medical lab is for meds. Utility is for like utility shit, whatever. And explosives is obviously for explosives. Now, so each of these has a unlock path. So you can click track resources to unlock if you haven't got unlocked. This is just for this item at the moment, but to track resources to unlock that item. Now that I'm in the actual workbench, right? You can also use this menu down here to switch between Scrappy, between the workbench, general stuff. That's basic bitch, shield and augment. I'll talk about what those are later. Basic guns, basic ammo, shield recharger, basic bandages, and some throwables, right? So that's your basic stuff, right? And honestly, whatever. It's worth unlocking all these stuff. Okay, gear bench is augments and some shields, and then some stuff that comes later. You can level up. Notice I'm in the gear bench right now. Let's go back, right? So I can go to it directly from here, and I can also switch between workstations over here on the left. Now over here on the top menu, you'll see a level up. Now I don't have I need to level up to gear bench next level. I need 4 more Hornet drivers. Again, shooting Hornets in game and coming out with looting and coming out with their drivers, and another power cable, which is just found in random places. I'm tracking that. Okay, so what does that mean? It means, I'll show you in the inventory later, you've got a little eye icon on that item, if you've got any of them, that shows that that's something you're tracking. So you can level up each of your benches, right? And craft more gooder stuff later on, right? The refiner, like I said, you can make electrical components from plastic parts and rubber parts. Take cheap-ass simple stuff and craft a better thing. Notice I've got eyeball icons on these, which means these are things I'm tracking for blueprints and stuff. Well, not blueprints because I don't have any yet, but for things that I want to make, right? And I will show you how to do that later as well. Well, that's just hitting the track resources button on one of these or something like that. So I can track, I want to build mechanical components because I want to use those to do something else later, track those resources, and then there'll be a little eye icon throughout the game, even in RAID, that'll show you that's something you're tracking. Change the number that you want to craft. Right? I can't craft more than 2 because I don't have enough metal parts. Right? Hold E or hold the left mouse button to craft it. Right? All right, you got to hold it down. Okay. Gunsmith has 3 pages to it. You can create guns, right? I don't have enough resources to craft this AR here, but I probably do. Yeah, I can craft a kettle if I want to, but mostly you don't need to, except unless it's new guns that you want to try, like this one, which I just unlocked, and I crafted one last night. This gun down here, can't do it until I'm level 3 in the station. So it's the same thing to level up the station. The workshop station. I don't have enough of these. I can track those. I'm not going to bother right now. And then the gunsmith also has weapon upgrades. Now, with weapons, let's look at this Rattler here, for example. It's a Rattler 3. Let's look at this anvil instead. By the way, this hand cannon, really good gun, but you won't get it until later unless you get lucky. This has a green thing. Okay, now colors, everything, all loot and weapons and augments and shields and all that stuff have the same kind of tiering system that is pretty much standard in all video games these days, right? Color coded, right? Gray, basic, blue, common, green, uncommon, purple, no, blue is rare, whatever, yeah. Purple, and then gold. I haven't seen any gold stuff yet. And so they're better as you go up, either more valuable or more gooder or whatever, right? So this is a green, so it's 1 level up. And it's also, you see the Roman numeral here? It's also a level 2 gun. So there's 2 tiering mechanisms for guns. There's the Roman numeral. I don't know what's top, I think 4. And then there's the color tier. And that just affects basically how good the gun is. Now, you'll also notice that, for example, this anvil here, it has, well, if I hover over it, right, it has an ammo type, a durability. Durability means it's good. Things will break eventually. Guns will break eventually, right? So you got to repair them. I will show you how to do that here. This upgrade will upgrade from 2 to 3 in the gun bench here, right? So this has. So this is heavy ammo. That's the heavy ammo icon. This is the shotgun icon. This is the medium ammo. And then one of these would be light ammo. This guy's light ammo down here. Okay, so light ammo, 4 vertical bullets, medium, heavy, shoddy. You can hover over just to see what it is, right? So it's heavy ammo, right? Now, it has a 2, but notice there's nothing in the middle here, right? And notice that the 2 icons there above durability, I'm pointing with my finger. Obviously, you can't see that. There's 2 icons there. Those are attachment points, right? So if I go up to this Rattler up here, I've added an attachment to it. Okay. Now, this bit of the UI is a little bit hinky because you'd figure you should be able to add attachments here at the gunsmith bench. No, that's annoying. But it kind of makes sense, but I'll show you where you can do that later. You can add things like the standard shooting game stuff, compensators, suppressors, grips, mags, scopes, question mark. I haven't seen scopes yet, but I don't know. I think it might all be all iron sights. Different guns have different numbers of attachment points, and there are different levels to attachments as well. So you can have a extended mag Mark II or whatever, which gives you obviously a bigger mag, and maybe things like faster reload and stuff like that. So if you click on the gun, these are all the guns I have. These are all the guns in my stash, okay? These are all the guns I already have. I can't do much with them here except for upgrade them and track the resources if I want to do an upgrade. Okay, med lab, crafting and level up, same as before, most of them, right? And these are obviously just med stuff, right? Now, notice, for example, durable cloth and great mullein here for herbal bandages. They're just better bandages, right? They heal faster, 3.5 units per second as opposed to 5. So it's, or 3.5, whatever, it's faster. Duration 10. Yeah, it keeps healing you for 10 seconds. Use time is faster. Whatever, it's better than the basic bandages. For this, you need durable cloth and great mullein. Great mullein is just an herb that you can loot in round, right? Durable cloth is taking basic cloth. Let's see if I can make some here. Not here. Durable cloth is basic fabric that you can upgrade into durable cloth. Utility. Guess you can only do it in the durable cloth. Ah, right, yeah. So durable cloth, it's in the refiner here, right? So taking basic stuff and making it more valuable. Here, right, I've got 84 fabric, so if I want to, only 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever, I've got 15 in my stash. I think it stacks of 5, so just to not waste any space, I'm going to do 5 more. I'm going to hold my mouse button. Crafted that. So the gooder bandages, now, so you can break stuff down in your inventory. I'll show you how. Break stuff down into the basics, and then you can upgrade it again over here if you want to. And now, because it's durable cloth that I need for the herbal bandages, plus this herb, now I've got durable cloth. Well, more. So I can craft these. So you can break stuff down or build stuff up, depending on what ingredients you need to make stuff. How do you learn that? You play the fucking game. Right. Utility, binoculars, Wii smoke grenades, door blockers, and some other stuff I haven't unlocked yet, which I'm looking forward to. Raider hatch key soon. Got to be level 2. Level up this crafting bench. I need these items to do it. To raise the bench to level 2, and then I'll be able to craft hatch keys, which will be great, and zip lines as well. So, and then explosives are explosives, and that's the same thing. The crafting tab and the level up tab. And to level up this, I need some synthesized fuel, which I think is craftable probably from basic oil or something like that. Not sure, but I've got everything else I need for that. Okay, so that's basically the workshop in a nutshell. How do I learn this? I played the game. Now, there are also blueprints here. I don't have any. You find these in Raid. I haven't found any blueprints yet after 30 hours. Don't know, question mark. These are for higher level items, guns and stuff especially. Okay. So that's the workshop. Okay, gonna click on back at the bottom left here, or hit the escape key and go back to the bar. Next, you got your raider. Okay, so we've already seen the skill tree. That's another way to get to it here, right? Nothing new there. You got customization. And again, you've got appearance, top menu, appearance, style, it's your skins, emotes, and customize your chicken. Okay, so with appearance, I don't know why your faces are not unlocked. Maybe they will be soon, whatever, but all of mine are unlocked from the get-go. They were. Don't know why. You got face style. Again, just a bandage or whatever. You can add little things, dirt and shit. Hair and body type, male, female, basically, without saying so. Style, your skin. You can customize it. Hat on, hat off. Goggles on, goggles off, whatever you want. Emotes. Yes. I just keep the default emotes for the moment because they're the useful ones. But you unlock those by playing the game. Or buying them in the Raider deck eventually with these things that you get for playing the game. So, piece of piss. Trials I've just unlocked, and these are basically you get super cool gear by playing the game. This just happens automatically, as far as I know. I just unlocked it late last night. I haven't looked into it that much yet. But, yeah, you just play the game, and these automatically, it's kind of a ranking thing, whatever. I'm in position 63. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I think I played one game after I unlocked this last night. So damage ground bay available on maps 2x on all major map conditions. So that's like night maps or whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah. So, and that just as you get tiers, you get rewards. Looks like there's no way to tell what those rewards are in game, but the higher you get, the better rewards you get, and that just happens automatically. And there are apparently leaderboards. They're friends only. Better be. I am 63 in the world. The hell? Promotion, 2x promotion. Apparently there aren't many. Promotion, unchanged. Yeah, these are not friends, so apparently I'm number 63 in the world. That makes no sense to me. There's people playing way more than me. Whatever, fair enough. And ranks. Rookie. Okay, so what are so the ranks, if you're a rookie, if you get rookie 2, you get a happy jig emote. Rookie 3, try hard. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of ranks where you get more and more. These look like they're cosmetics and stuff. Lots of them. But you can also, I think, as you unlock them for the weeklies, get gear. Okay, so I just unlocked that last night. I haven't looked into that. Projects, don't worry about. This is a self-wipe type of thing, which I can explain later. And then the codex, as you explore and run into things like arcs, different arcs and stuff like that, you'll unlock more and more of these. And, they're worth a read. Oh, I never finished talking about the most basic thing, which is the 2 loops, right? The 2 game loops. Game loop 1 is in raid, as I said before, which is infill, loot, shoot, exfil. Game 2, did I? Anyway, is here. And let's finish up, but most of the game loop that's outside, which is equally important, if not more so in some ways, depending on how your brain works, is the out-game stuff. And you can spend most of your time there in the inventory, but let's get to that later. Decks we've seen, that's just earning blue coins by doing stuff and getting cosmetics for it. And then the store, you can spend these boys on some of these. You can either buy a full, for example, 2,400 for this full set, or you can buy, which is at a discount if you bought all of these individually. You just get this for 300 or this for 400 or whatever. Right? There was an emote that I thought would be, or was it this? Yeah, no, I don't think it was this emote, but I did like this. I did like this skin quite a bit. So, but whatever. I'm going to wait on that because I don't care too much about it. Okay, now, like I said, okay, again, I hit here, but I could have just hit escape, right? I usually just click at the bottom left here because that's where most of the action is when you're in the out game. Now, the inventory is the big deal. Now, notice what is the center of your out game activities, okay? I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. Start fresh. Okay. So, on the left, you have your stash. That's all of the items that you currently own in a big friggin' pile in your hovel in, Esperanza or whatever it's called. Speranza. You have filters for items down the left side. This is just the augments, right? Notice I have 2 kinds of augments here. I've got the uncommon green ones, and I've got some blue ones that I've crafted, which are rare, which are better in special ways. I'll tell you more about that later. Got shields. I've crafted a bunch of medium shields and sold all my level 1 shields from old raids. Got my weapons. Some of them are green. Some of them are level 2 because I've upgraded them. Level 3 because I've upgraded them. Even one I think here somewhere is level 4 because I've upgraded it. Some of them have attachments. Some of them don't. I will come back to weapons later to talk about attachments. Ammo, 3-4 stacks of each type. Attachments, weapon mods and stuff. I've got 3 that I've found or crafted and not attached to guns yet. Quick use, this stuff goes in the quick use slots over here. I'll talk about these slots in a minute, right? And I found some pretty cool shit or earned it by playing, and yeah, I've got stuff that I've crafted, stuff that I've found, stuff that I haven't sold effectively. Keys that I've earned or found. I've got 2 hatch raider keys and some keys for various closed areas on the map. Crafting materials, this is where you'll spend a fair bit of time. This is all the trash loot, basically, that you will either break down here or sell here. Notice these ones have eyeballs beside them because I'm tracking them for things I want to build, right, that I did elsewhere in the game. And then miscellaneous is just other crap. I'm keeping this because it's worth 10k, but it's something, I think. Yeah, I just want to keep it. I found a fair cat bed here is for the chicken. Once I get some more fruit and stuff that he needs, that he wants to be upgraded. Then stuff like this wristwatch or the music album, I sell most of these. Some of them I kept just because I'm like, hey, I could use a wristwatch, and maybe I'll find a record player, whatever. I won't, but whatever. But a bunch of other stuff like that you've sold. It's usually high value. Trinkets are usually fairly high value. This is 6k notice. So yeah, you can sell those. Now, buy, right click, and sell. Yeah. Now, let's go back to the all view. This is all the stuff. And notice I have a gigantic freaking stash. 232 spaces. How have I done that? By spending all my money, right? My last upgrade up to from it was like 190 up to 232 or something like that. Cost me 90k. Next one cost me 130k to get up to 256 spaces. So I've been spending all my money on this, and it gets more and more expensive as you go because I just want more space. Right now, category, you can go by rarity. Right, purple, gold is the highest as far as I know. I haven't seen any gold items yet, but maybe purple's the highest, whatever. But they're epic. Then rare, blue, then green, uncommon, and then gray, just regular ass common shit, right? Which is still very useful though, right? Like these arc core, arc power cells, and all this stuff, and bandages, they're common, but they're extremely useful. Okay, or I can sort by name, which don't see the use of. Sort by value, most valuable thing I have, 15k for these 3 spotter relays. I need these spotter relays for something, can't remember. I think a workbench upgrade. I wish I told you what you were tracking things for. I'm not even tracking this. Oh, it might be for a quest. We didn't go to traders and talk about quests yet, so we'll go back to that in a minute before we... And then unsorted, and I'm going to go category for the moment. But, sorry, before we dig deeper into the inventory, let's go to the traders. Traders give you quests, and they also sell shit, which I've rarely wanted to buy anything except from Lance, which I ran you through, but I don't think you understood the go there, which I'll show you in a minute. Which is basically not necessary, but it just gets you some free gear effectively. So Celeste, she takes seeds.
Have you been up there?
Seeds are valuable. You can sell them for lots of money, or you can use seeds to buy stuff from her. And I think I've bought from her, but the only thing I've bought in this game is some gun parts for crafting weapon mods and stuff, and quests.
I've been pestering Tianwen.
If there's a quest that you've finished that is ready to hand in, or a trader has a new quest for you, there'll be one of those little swirly icons, the orange icons there. You just click on there and accept it or redeem it, and you'll get rewards for redeeming quests. And each of them are the same. Trades, she doesn't have much except for raider keys and quests. Right. Tianwen, trades and quests. No active quests at the moment. If I go back to Shani, I have an active quest from her. Okay, that's the one I'm working on. There's no button there, so I've accepted it, but I haven't completed it yet, so I can't hand it in. And same thing, Apollo, he does throwables and whatever, so blah, 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 blah. And quests, I'm currently 1 out of 2 for destroying Ark with Boomy Boy grenades. So that's pretty simple, right? You can only, in terms of the trade stuff, you can only buy from here, from them. If you want to sell something, you do it from your inventory. Clicking down here on, press tab or click on down here on inventory, and we're back to inventory. So let's go back to the top first here, right? We've got our inventory. We can build a loadout here, and it'll just persist, and we can use it when we go to play later if we want to. And also to modify Gonzo Shin. Logbook here in the inventory. That's why one of the reasons this inventory area is useful. Oh, by the way, so control to multi-select stuff. If you want to drag stuff over into slots, or you want to sell it or do whatever. Shift is quick move, which I don't really understand because you just double click, but that's fine. Maybe people prefer to double click. I just prefer to double click. And then Alt. So if you hold Alt and drag, well, something that has multiple items. So I got 40 heavy ammo here, right? If I hold Alt and then drag it, it'll drag, it'll drag 20. I split the stack. Yeah. Okay. Double click, put that back. Oh, by the way, merge stacks here is if you've got like say 15 and 17 and whatever, blah, 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 hit that. It'll just put everything. It'll just maximize all the stacks, so free up more slots. And this unloads everything. Very unreliable. Doesn't seem to unload everything, but unload most stuff from your backpack after a raid, into your stash. You manage it later, unless your stash is full, in which case you got to do some selling or merging or, recycling or whatever. We'll come back to this in a sec. Your logbook. Notice I now have the, something I was tracking was Raider hatch key to make. I now have the resources for that, but I already have 2, so I'm not going to craft it. But I could craft it from right here. You got your quests here, and you've got the things you're tracking here. So Scrappy needs 2 more prickly pears, 4 more olives. I've already got a cat bed for him. Should have a craft button here when that's ready. Gear bench number 2, refiner number 2, medium shield. I can craft one now because I've been tracking that. So yeah, you can just craft stuff from right here if you want to. And then system is basically the friends page. You can get to that from down here as well. Or by hitting escape or clicking escape and then doing it once more. Back. Yeah. So then go back, and that takes us forward, not back to the main thing. You know what I'm saying. Hopefully. All right, let's go back to our inventory, because again, this is where all the out-game action happens. Before I get into it, I can get some more coffee. I'll be back. All right, camera actually tracked my face that time. Nice. Okay, so back to our inventory here. Now, when we're looking at our stash, we're in our inventory and we're looking at our stash and we're doing stuff. So let's say I just came back from a raid and I got a bunch of trash here I want to deal with. Some stuff I'm tracking, some stuff I'm not. Now, it takes a little bit of, these are advanced mechanical components. You can find them. You can, for example, loot them, or you can craft them from the workbench. They are more basic stuff that has been upcycled, basically. Stuff I found. So, arc motion cores, I'm tracking those, blah, blah, blah. These are all stuff I found. Heavy gun parts, Hornet drivers, blah, 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 blah. Here's some basic bitch stuff, right? Rusted tools, right? Now, right-click, what can I do with those? I can sell them or recycle them. Now, if I want to recycle, what can I get? I can get metal parts and springs. Now, springs are good for making, as you say, mod stuff, gun-related stuff, and metal parts can be upcycled into ammo and into the advanced metal parts and stuff like that, so they can be used. So I'm just going to recycle that, because why not, right? Hooray. Now that's in my stash, in another stack, right? Arc alloy. I got a bunch of arc alloy here. What can I do with that? Well, I can recycle it and get metal parts, right? Or, because it's a relatively, whatever, medium, it's worth a bit more, I can just sell that, right? Sell that, confirm, all of them, boom. Okay, I made 600. So I just want to clear out some space. When I got a bunch of stuff that I'm pretty sure, or sometimes like I got 15 oil here, but I got 1 here, I don't want to take up a slot with 1 oil, so screw it. I can recycle it. What'll I get? Some chemicals, or I can just sell it. Screw it, sell it. Clear up a space, right? 15 and 4. I think I wanted to use wires for something. I can't remember, so I'm just going to hang on to those. What else do I've got a lot of? I got a bunch of pop triggers, but they're from an arc that I killed or looted or whatever. But I'm tracking those, and I can't remember what for, so I'm going to just keep those for the moment. I got 1,000,000 arc power cells. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell a bunch of those because they're worth pretty good money. Boom, clearing up more space. So I'm clearing out space in here. Okay, now, what else can we do? Now, what I can do here as well, if I want to, right? I've come out of a raid, I've moved everything from my backpack and stuff into my stash. Notice I clicked here to go back to the all view, right? From just crafting items, right? And I'm like, I double click the gun to move it back into here, but you know what? It's a crap ass gun that I don't want. So, or I've got too many of them already or whatever. I've been keeping pretty much 3 of each at the moment if I found them or crafted them. But I'm not going to do it. What's a crappy gun? I can't remember if it's the kettle or the stitchers that were. I think the stitchers. Can't remember. Kettle or stitcher. Neither of them are great. Level 2. I got any level 1s here. Yeah, this guy, but I actually want to keep that because I'm curious about it. I haven't used it yet. Well, let's do an example here. So, I could sell this gun, but I could also detach mods before I do so, in case I want to stick those, mags and grips and all that stuff on a different gun, right? So it's worth doing, right? Rather than selling and having to go through a role of making more mods or finding more ones. So I want to attach that before I sold it, right? Now, a couple other things I can do here. Guns degrade. So 3 things. Let's go with inspect. Let's go with repair first because that's more simple, right? So this guy is 106 out of 110 durability, right? Do I want to repair it? Metal parts, rubber parts. I've got tons of each, 26. I need 6 to do it. I got 26. I need 6 to do it. I've got 88. Could do it. Don't really care right now. 1 out of 6 out of 110. It's not going to, cause problems. So I'm not going to bother repairing right now. But it's worth, when you hover over one, to have a look at there he is, right? 106 out of 110. Notice I'm just hovering, right? I got 2 weapon mods on there. It's 1 out of 6 out of 110, light ammo, etc. And the upgrade modifiers, we can see what those attachments are doing for me. I'm going to right click again. I looked at repair. I can upgrade it from here. That actually takes me to the workbench, which takes us from Stitcher 2 to Stitcher 3 in this case, because it's already a 2. That'll take me to 3. We'll see what the results of that upgrade will be and what the cost is. Right. Some metal parts and some simple gun parts. Okay, this is why I've bought simple gun parts from Celeste with seeds, because she's the only one who sells them. And I can't craft them yet, I think, or something. I can't remember anyway. So, but I don't want to do that right now, so I'm going to click on inventory down here at the bottom left, or press tab, go back to where I was. Now, something else, it's a bit hinky and finicky and weird, but it kind of makes sense once you get used to it. Let's inspect this guy again. Now, you can see here, did we inspect before? I don't think we did. Well, now we're inspecting anyway. So again, here's a gun, right click, inspect. Yeah. Okay. Now, notice I can interact now with these attachments. I can remove them, right? Or I can do it here. And I've got another mod available. I've got extended light mag on there now, and I've got another one available, so it's just going to swap them out. It doesn't matter, right? But I could, if I had in here, presumably, drag in a muzzle mod or drag in a stock if I had any available to use, right? So here I can see what things are, and I can attach and detach mods. Now there's another way you can do this. If I put that same gun into my thing, then I can just drag and drop the attachments back into my stash. Or, if I want, out of my stash onto the gun. Okay, and that'll stick for forever, basically, until the gun breaks, or you die and lose the gun, or you sell the gun, or you detach the mods, or whatever. So you can do that in 2 ways, right? Right-click and inspect the gun, or I got to be on the right page here to do that, which is again weird. Right-click and inspect the gun, mods, different gun, right? Or drag it over and do it here. Now, let's say that I want to infill and I want to use some of my half-decent gear, right? I want to go big boy because, honestly, life gets so much easier. I did my first 2 or 3 raids last night with better gear and better guns, and it's night and day, right? It's so easy. Remember, that's the way the game should be. As you progress, it should make progression feel valuable, make you feel more powerful. So I crafted a combat mark II. Okay, so you got okay, let's talk about the loadout, right? Depending on the augment that you're using, right? If you're building a loadout, we'll talk about free loadouts later, but for now we're building a loadout that we could optionally use to go in with better gear, right? If the basic one that you get for free has very little goodies, right? The one that you can buy from Lance for free, for the cost of a free augment, is slightly better. So what do you get? You get always an augment slot, a shield slot, and there's compatibility between these: medium, light, heavy, blah, blah, blah. 2 gun slots, some backpack slots, quick use, and a safe pocket, which you don't get with a free loadout, which means if you die, whatever's in there comes out with you anyway. You lose everything else, but you keep that. Standard in extraction shooters. But combat. Now, I like the combat. Obviously, there's different kinds. There's tactical, right? So let's look at these 2 that I've crafted. Combat, right? What does it do? Restores 1 health every 5 seconds. That's nice. Auto healing, because healing is, takes time in this game, right? When you take damage, the effect is paused. So that's not great, but once you're 30 seconds after you're out of a fight or after you take damage, you start to auto heal. It's got a durability of 100. It increases your max loadout to 55 from, I think, 35 for the free loadout. And it's got compatibility with all shields. In addition, let's drag this in here. In addition, you get an augmented slot. I don't know why it's called an augmented slot yet, to be honest. But you get 4 quick uses as you get a safe pocket now, and you get 18 lootin' tootin' places, right? So, medium shield. Boom. Okay, so those 2 go together. And those are the best 2 I have right at the moment, right? So, now, what do I need to do? I need to have guns, right? Well, like I mentioned before, so I've got 3 anvils, right? Level 2, level 2, level 2, green. This one, though, has a comp on it, I think. Muzzle brake comp, basically. So I'm going to take that one. Theoretically, I could take it if I wanted to, but I can put that in my thing. So this guy is a one-shot, heavy, hard-hitting fucking hand cannon. So I want something shooty, AR-ish, and I crafted this last night, put a bunch of mods on it. Now, if I hover over this, if I inspect this, we'll see. I got 4 mods on there. I got different mods. I've got a extended medium, it's medium ammo, so medium mag, right? Medium mag 1. I've got a 2 that I could put on there, right? This is +4 mag size. This is +8 mag size. So the bottom there, right? +8 mag size. The bottom, +4 mag size. I'm just going to keep this one, the level 1. But there's different levels to these things, right? So there's a lot of mixing and matching that's possible. Now, building my loadout. I'm 19.5 out of 55 max. That's the value of it right there. The value of the items in it so far, right? Now, what do I got? I got a medium ammo AR, and I got a heavy ammo hand cannon. So I'm going to need some ammo. So I'm going to take 40 for the single shot, and I'm going to take, say, 80, 1 stack. Yeah, it's fine for that. Okay, good. Now, for quick use, what do I want? Well, I absolutely want bandies, right? And I probably want these herbal bandages because let's take a stack of 5. Okay. Definitely need a shield recharger. At least, well, just for the sake of example, let's take 5 of those, right? I could alt and split the stack if I wanted to, right? And I want smoke grenade for sure. Now, do I want the little smokes that I can craft cheaply, or do I want the big ones? Why don't we take a full stack of little boys and a lure grenade, a few lure grenades, in case I get cornered by. This is for grenades, apparently. I don't know why it's called augmented. I still don't understand that, but I haven't learned that yet. So I want a heavy grenade because actually one of my missions is to, 3 heavy grenades. One of my missions is to kill arcs with grenades from the guy. So I got a loadout now. Safe pocket. Oh, well, this is safe. That's the idea, even if I die. So I might as well take a hatch key in there in case I get, stuck. Even if I die, that'll come out with me. I'll lose everything else, but that'll come out with me. Okay. Now, if I want to check what are my things, do I need anything to do any of these? I do need heavy explosive grenades for this, so I'm taking that. But I can always check and see what's gonna suit, right? Okay. Now, we're still in the inventory. Let's go back. Whoops, and back actually takes us to previous screens, which is kind of nice. So let's just go there. Okay, we're back to the front thing. I was just clicking back. Okay, so we're getting there. We are kind of ready to play. We've looked at all the goodies and gubbins right now. So what happens when we hit play? Well, obviously, we can add a squad mate, fill squad or not, as the case may be, see who's online, blah, 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 blah. Let's hit play. Choose a destination. We can look at the map first if we want to. So let's say I want to go to... Oh, practice range, by the way, I haven't done it yet, but I think it's basically... You can just practice, you try out guns and stuff like that at no cost. And I don't think any loot comes back with you. I think it might be... Maybe it's the training area. It looks different. Don't know. Anyway, let's say I want to go to Spaceport. Now, wait a minute. Are there any night raids available? Okay, there's a night raid available for 5 more minutes on Dam if I wanted to go there. Not here. Not here. Electromagnetic Storm's not for 3 days. That's debuting. But let's say I just want to go to regular Spaceport. I can look at the map first. Get my bearings a little bit. Think about what I want to do, where I want to go. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, I'll tell you what. One of my missions is to go to the Blue Gate and to take a picture of... I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. Take a picture of... Right. Okay, let's go back. Escape. Let's go to inventory, logbook. Blue Gate, collapsed highway. I think the collapsed highway, if I remember correctly, I'm going to hit play again. Blue Gate, inspect. I think the collapsed highway is up here. Oh no, here. Highway collapse. Okay, so my mission, should I choose to accept it, is to go over here and it'll give me some prompt to take a picture, press E and do something, right? So I'm going to try and do that. Now, here's the loadout I created before, right? Up at the top, custom loadout, free loadout, right? This is loadout I created before. If I want to modify anything right now, I can do that, whatever, blah, 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 right? If I die, I lose everything except what's in my safe pocket, right? So I've still got all my stuff in my stash, right? Got all my goodies and gubbins, but I will lose the things that I've added to this loadout. And then if I die, next time I'll have to make a new custom loadout if I want to use good gear, right? If I'm like, don't care, then I can do a free loadout. A free loadout gives us random stuff and a free loadout augment. Now notice that this has no safe pocket, has no augment thing. It has a small backpack, but, you know, whatever. And it'll give you a level 1 shield and it'll give you 1 shitty gun and whatever, but it's free. If you lose it, you lose nothing. If you get back, if you exfil successfully, you get everything you've looted, right? Plus, you know, this, right? Which you can sell later. And again, I'll run you through that. So let's do a free loadie because it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. It's fine. It's just a way to go in, get loot, and there's no risk. Even if you die, it don't matter. So let's do it. Let's do a round, right? We're going into Blue whatchamacallit, I think, which is where I've got a mission that I have to do, which is go to the Blue Gate, which is go to the Ruined Highway on the west side and find some place, vantage point, where it tells me to press a button to take a picture, I assume. Whee! Now, hopefully we have a convenient infill for that, but we shall see. Okay, first thing I do is look at the map, and I am on literally the opposite side. So I'm just going to go straight. I'm here. My mouse middle button does not work. Place waypoint, and it's not rebindable. But luckily I've got a good-ass keyboard, which allows me to bind a key on my keyboard to middle mouse button, so I can finally ping. Hooray. Okay, so I pinged where I want to go. And also, I want to... Now that we're in game. Okay, so what do we see? At the top, you got your shield. At the bottom, you got your health. Right? Left side. Bottom right side. You got Q. You got 3, which is melee. If you're just out of choices, and all you got, you can still fight with this, right? But that's also used for breaching, right? Roll my mouse button. Got my one gun, right? Flashlight, whatever. And unarmed, I got it bound to right shift. Lets you run faster, use less stamina. So when you're crossing open areas, it's not a bad idea if you're feeling safe. Now, the healing thing. It's the slowest it can possibly be with this default stuff. Hold Q, and you've got your compass wheel here. I've got 2 bandages it's giving me for free. It's giving me a zip, which is nice. It's giving me a blaze grenade, which don't know exactly, and it's giving me a shield. You always get a shield and bandages at least. Okay, so cancel. Just let go of Q, right? You can also tap Q. Tap. That gave me my bandies. Look at the icon on the bottom right, bandages. Tap again. There's my zip line. Tap again. There's my blaze grenade. Tap again. There's my shield recharger. So you can cycle through. Or hold the compass rose and just move your mouse to select the thing that you want to use, or just kind of put it back in the middle and whatever. Roll my mouse wheel, pull out my gun again. Okay, so 600 meters to where I want to get to. I don't hear anything particularly noisy up top, so I'll get my gun out just in case and have a look around. Now, notice on the compass rose as well. There's my waypoint that I set. There's an air shaft, exfil. There's another exfil. Nothing else within range, but the exfils seem to be across the entire map. So, right? So I know, and 26, 39, 38, 37 left in the raid. Got to get out before then. Okay. So, let's go. Now, in terms of key bindings, right, you got your combat roll, you got your slide. But whatever, you bind those and get used to them, use them as you like. Pro tip that I just discovered yesterday for like olives and apricots and lemon trees and stuff like that, if you go up to a tree, or prickly pears as well, cactus prickly pear thingy, or the trees of the correct variety, which are recognizable, they look like the real trees, then you'll get an interact prompt, which lets you kick the tree, and it'll drop some fruit. And that's the way you can collect stuff, which is mostly for your chicken. All right, so let's go to where we want to go. And if I think of anything on the way, or find anything interesting on the way, I will discuss it. Okay, so the whole point, like on Friday, I was looting and you were just kind of standing around watching me. Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me.
Don't shoot!
The whole point of raids is loot. Exfilling with loot. So, yeah, loot. I mean, if it's, obviously if it's safe, if it's whatever, but. Heard somebody say don't shoot, but, so, there, we got a Arky boy.
Leaper, the ruined homestead.
Okay, we got one of these guys here, which generally have good stuff in them. So let's open this puppy up. Come on. That big noise right there, that's this guy making that noise. They are super noisy. And very slow to breach as well, even though I've got upgrades that allow me to do it faster and quieter. Like circuitry, motion core, alloy, and power cell. Common, but fairly valuable. That's another one of those guys that I just looted coming into land. Oh, hello. Yeah, so loot. That's the point of the... That's the whole point of this loop of the game is simple gun parts. That's nice. And it'll stack stuff automatically for you. In-game, you can also unlock... Okay, while we're here. So you can also... So here's my inventory. You can also break stuff down, right? If it's breakdownable, salvage. Yeah. If you want to, consolidate stuff together. And you can also craft after you unlock it. You can craft stuff in-game. So smoke grenades. Then there's a map. There's your logbook for your missions and stuff. And then there's stuff. Okay, so... Okay, oh, that's a snitch. That just basically finds you and shines a light on you so other bot bastards can come and murder you. So, this map is... Yeah, it's a little tough going because a lot of open space. Usually you infill in here with a sniper, but I didn't. Okay, shoulder, X, shoulder. Crouching makes you less visible and less noisy. I don't know why he seems like he can see me. He shouldn't, because I'm hiding. Still got a white thing, so he doesn't see me. Just let him pass by. Crouching in bushes, crouching behind what... They're not super observant, so you can... Not always, but generally... Ouch. Took a little damage there. Crouch and hide. Somebody exfilling sounds like. Because that's a air shaft right there, 90 meters. I found out what we did wrong when we were down to the last second on this map on Friday is you had to hit the button, like every other exfil, in order to start things off, and we just stood on it, and it wasn't open yet. Oh Jesus, it's a rocketeer. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. No. Ow. Yep, I'm instantly dead from that guy. Dang it. Rocketeers are bad news. They one-shot you. At least with a light shield and stuff. Any chance somebody's gonna have a defib and come and res me? 0 chance. Okay, so surrender. Sigh. I fat-fingered the keys there. If I'd combat rolled like I intended to, I might have been able to avoid that shot, but can't say. But you know what? Doesn't matter, right? Because that was a free loadout. But I want to do a round where I exfil, so I can show you the thing, the exfil dance, right? So let's go back in, blue gate, free loadout. Right, again, my custom loadout's... Oh, okay, between rounds, the custom loadout... what do you call it? Gets reset. I think that must be a bug. Notice I've still got the gear, right? I've still got this. I only had one. Yeah, the gear went back into my stash. Does that make sense? I guess it kind of does make sense because I was theoretically carrying this when I was readying up, but then I replaced it with a free loadout, so all this stuff went back into my stash. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, building a loadout, a couple of these, some ammo, some of these, whatever, it's fine, right? Actually, if you hover over these, you can see the difference in. So tactical gives you one extra... No, sorry, combat gives you one extra backpack item. Tactical gives you one extra quick use item. And there's a looter one as well. And there's Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, maybe? Don't know. So anyway, yeah, that makes sense. Because I picked the free loadout. All the stuff from that custom loadout I built just went back into my stash to use whenever I want later. It'd be nice if you could have a persistent loadout, but maybe they'll add that later. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the free loady because it doesn't matter, right? Didn't lose anything. It's all good. Learn my lesson. Watch out for the fucking rocketeers. 2 containers searched. So, yeah. So that's one of the daily things. It gives you the blue things. It lets you get the free cosmetic stuff in the decks thing. Oh, and workshop. Oh, before I go, Scrappy has a stuff for me because even though I died, I did do a raid. So claim all that stuff and then go to my inventory at some point, not right now, and because we're queuing, and sell, upcycle, craft, to do whatever I want with that stuff that, or even use seeds to buy useful stuff from Celeste or whatever. Yeah, before the next raid, or if you got tons of space, then save it for later. Do all your housekeeping in one go. strongly recommend using... I was at 1,700, now I'm at... Oh, I sold some stuff, so I don't know where I was before the raid, but I probably didn't make much money that raid. But yeah, strongly recommend using your cash money, the white currency, to upgrade, to expand your stash. Like a whole bunch at the beginning, because you don't really need cash for anything else if you keep running free loadouts. And if you keep running free loadouts, you know, I had 200 plus items in my... I've unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. I got 200 plus items in my stash, and that's almost entirely from running free loadouts. Okay, Lush Blooms means there's more organics on the ground and stuff, so hopefully I can find some olives and whatever for Scrappy. The ammo we'll take... Oh, no, God, I got a Stitcher. Yeah. I mean, honestly, well, I might find a heavy ammo gun. Probably not, but you never know. Okay, and we're going to... Well, we're a little closer this time.
Let's go to the collapsed highway.
Yeah. Definitely don't want shotgun ammo and an extra light shield. I mean, I'll take it. Maybe I'll drop it later, but I could sell it. Or if this one breaks, I guess I could use it. Okay, where are we going? We're going over this way. Oh, somebody just died. That's flare going up. That's a raider dying. Flare going down. That's one of those noisy boys landing that have good stuff in them, generally. Okay, I'm watching my... What do you call it? Stamina there. I'm so used to in COD or whatever, just sprinting everywhere. Here, not so clever. Like that. Oh, that's one of the stand-up boys. I'm still in... Okay. This is one of the stand-up boys that fell down. Do I want to... Baskets also have lots of organics in them, which is what... just looking for a basket. No baskets. Yeah, which is what Scrappy wants generally is organics. So, plus like dog collars and cat beds for some reason. Yeah, so if you see a basket, make sure you loot that. Well, loot everything and just throw away what you don't want. Or break it down, salvage it, or upcycle it. Okay, some ARC stuff. Ooh, what's this? Blue Gate Cellar Key. Interesting. Where am I? Oh, that's a Rocketeer. That's bad. Okay, I'm after the Ancient Fort. Remember that, because I think I got one of those keys in my stash. Oh, keyboard. Don't see me. Oh, and emotes, yeah. F. That's what I got bound to. You probably do now too. This is the big one. Don't shoot. And then generally a yes or a thank you is nice. Say hi. Yes, no, whatever. Just looking to see if there's any organics here. Olive Grove. Okay, I'm in the Olive Grove and I need olives. So if I find an olive tree, I might be able to interact with it, but I don't know what the olive tree look like exactly. What does an olive tree look like? Is this an olive tree? No, can't interact with that. I should be looking on the ground, to be honest, because that's, they drop them as well. Do I want to breach this? Where'd that Rocketeer go? Yeah, I don't like that. I think I'm going to just scarp her. Because I do want to exfil. Is this an olive tree? I don't think so. No. Well, I can have an olive grove without any olives. That's annoying. Are these olive trees? Olive trees are quite tall, aren't they? Okay, we're at the waypoint, so now we just got to figure out where to go to get a picture of this for... What's her name? And that is a... Oh, no. Whoops. Run away. Come on, dude. I will shoot you. Do I need some more scanners from these guys? I actually might. Stitcher's crap, though. Well, he's buggering off, so. Okay. Somewhere around here is the point where I'm supposed to take a picture, but I don't know where. Oh, there it is. Take photo. Take photo. Lovely. Mission complete. Okay, so honestly now, just looking for an exfil. Take that one. 126 meters away. Compass at the top. Yeah. That's the closest one, probably. Yep. And, let me just put a marker on that.
Let's head home at the forced air shaft.
And just pick up any loots on the way. I mean, if I was feeling... No, I just want to complete this so I can show you the final bit of the loop here. So let's just get out. I would go back to the olive grove and... Oh, what the hell? I would go back to the olive grove and look for some olives because I need those, but... It's fine. Do I have smokes? I have one smoke. Okay, just in case. Okay, so this is what we missed out last time is... You can't just take this, you gotta call it in. Like with the elevators. Should have looked around before I breached, because I'm locked in the animation now, but probably be okay. Oops. Come on. Oh, come on. When's the game lagging? A little bit extra. Oh, advanced components. That's nice. Okay, switch shoulders. Let's see. It's for peeking. Yeah, that's why it's useful in third person.
System is under full override. Remain behind cover. Stand by.
Let's go. I didn't hear anybody, so I'm not going to bother with the smoke. And got to hit the button for the exfil. And once you hit this button, even if you're downed, you can still crawl in and exfil with other people, or you can crawl in. You can't be killed unless someone comes up and knocks you out. You can still crawl up to that console and hit the button. I've done that a couple of times now where some guy ganked me at exfil. I crawled in, hit the button, exfilled. Didn't matter that I was down. So that's real nice. Okay, so we did the thing. I can unload the backpack here if I want to, whatever, but I'll just continue. Get my stuff. Did one part of that quest, I guess. Taking the picture. Yeah, it's a 4-parter. And that is just about the whole loop. Notice I've got an icon in the workshop here. That's going to probably, well, that's going to be Scrappy and maybe something else. Yeah, it's Scrappy. So let's grab the goodies that he's brought me. Okay, and your first stop after that is inventory. Here's the stuff I was given. Here's the... Okay, now, I'm happy with... Show you guns. I'm happy with all the guns I have. And this is just a gray Mark 1 bog standard Stitcher, so I'm just going to sell it. You might not, because it's early days for you, but at this point, for me, I don't need it. I don't want it. It's going to take up space. I've got lots of guns that I've upgraded already. Stitchers that I've upgraded already, so I'm just going to sell that. Now, you will have... Sorry, back to inventory. The whole thing of the free loadout here is you won't have many shields, if any. So what you're going to want to do is save that shield for later, right? For your, and keep doing it. Build up a whole bunch of shields, right? Until you're at the point where you can start crafting these medium shields, or maybe even finding one or two. Leave this here, right? Then just hit this button, unload backpack, yoink. Everything except your quick use stuff goes into your stash. This is all view again, right? So a bunch of it's just crafting material that I just picked up. And what I'll do now, if I'm running out of space, is I'll look, okay, 50, 55. Yeah, I'm just going to sell that. Clear up a spot. Short stack, basically. Short stack of metal parts. I think I want to keep those because I want to use them to upcycle. One stack here. Let's just sell that guy. Got a bunch of these. 10 stacks here for these. Got to remember that. So 5, 10, 10, 10, 10 for a full stack. For when I'm crafting. 2 stack, 15 is the max. Let's clear up a... Sell that. Okay, and I think these are fairly... Yeah, these are valuable in terms of stuff that I want to eventually be crafting. So I'm going to hang on to those. And... I mean, that's fine. Like, I'm done now, really, because I've got tons of space, right? Okay, so I'm double-click, 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 double-click. Just keep your stuff, right? Now, I've still got this free loadout augment. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the traders. I'm going to go to Lance. Now, I can buy a Combat Mark 1, right? There's Combat, Looting, and Tactical, right? And they each have different, you know, number of slots, number of whatever, right? But the Combat one supports stronger shields. She doesn't give you stronger shields. So actually, there's not much point in me, you know, unless I want to bring in a crafted, expensive, better shield. Actually, yeah, supports stronger. Okay, so I was thinking how long it gave me better shields, but actually looking at it, no, it doesn't. So honestly, I don't really, because it's got 4 quick uses and 1 thingy, whatever. So this has looting, backpack slots, but low defensive and tactical. Looting, looting, tactical. More quick use, limited survival, slightly lower looting potential. Max loadout weight. So honestly, so by the way, yeah. So coins, 1920 to buy this. I don't want to use coins, but what I can do is use that free loadout that I just kept in my thing, right? And add it to my, but I actually want to, if I can, free loadout. So I actually want a, yeah, there we go. So I want looting because it's got more spaces. I'm not going to take in, I'm just going to take in, you know. But then again, these days now, I'm more about your choice. I probably, with this new information that I've just found, probably looting Mark 1 because you're going to be taking in, you know, the free shields that you came out with together with this for a while with your free loadouts. So I'll probably get this one. Boom. Looting Mark 1. Right. I go back to inventory. Go to my augments. That's the one I just bought. Now, if you keep lather, rinse, repeating that, right? Free loady, exfil, get all the gear out, keep the keep the shield, the light shield that you get when you get the free loadout. Trade this augment in for one of these augments. Probably looting, I guess. Makes sense. Then you can start building up a whole bunch of these, right? And you can sell them. You can do whatever. They're worth more than, you know, just selling directly 640 instead of 100. So, you know, even just doing that and then selling this gains you $500. Yeah, just building up. And then when you get to the point where you've unlocked a bunch of stuff and workbenches and all that you can start crafting these guys and you've got materials to do it, then you don't really need to do that anymore. You can continue to do it and just sell the stuff, right? Use free loadouts, or, you know, start to, you know, make a actual, you know, make a loady, right, with the stuff you've crafted, take some ammo, you know, take a gun, whatever, and then go in. You can create that here, or you can create it after you're ready up. Either way, right? So if I've just got these, so let's throw a gun in there. So let's throw in our hand cannon, right, and then back, play. Let's say I wanted to go into, I don't know, Night Raid and Buried City. confirm. That's what I was just building right there. And I can continue to, add ammo and quick use and safe pocket stuff and all that, right? Or just do a freeloady, do what I just did, infill, loot, exfil, put all the stuff back into your stash, sell this to Lance for, like, trade it in for a better one, use the better one, sell the better one, whatever. And that's the loop, in-game and out-game. And that's pretty much it. I don't know how long I've been fucking gabbing here, but I hope you find it useful. Because if I discover that I have wasted my time, I'll reach through the screen, do a Jean Chrétien on you. All right, man. I will send you the link to this. It is private, whatever, not private, but unlisted, whatever, on the channel. But yeah, lather, rinse, repeat, enjoy. Play a bit of the game. I want you to like it because I love it. And I mean, I'm going to be streaming it. I'd like to play with it on Fridays. There's a lot of potential for just, it's chill. It doesn't seem chill when you go in and you're made of tissue paper, but very quickly it becomes more chill because you don't need to worry really about PvP because everybody's going to be progressively getting better guns. You kind of got to keep up to some extent, right? But I can give you guns and we can, whatever. But anyway, play the game and hopefully you won't hate it. All right, I'm going to stop for now. Give me feedback. Tell me anything I left out or anything that still confuses you or whatever. And not this weekend, but this Friday, but next.